Many of the articles have used the term underage women to describe Epstein's victims, but our next guest was only 16 years old at the time of being trafficked. And she is speaking out after a lot of developments in this story. Please welcome Virginia Giuffre. Virginia, thank you so much for joining. I've seen your face in different interviews and in different magazines, and here you are. You're still standing. Can you believe it after everything you've been through?
I'm just elated that Jeffrey Epstein has been incarcerated and is no longer with us, and Maxwell is behind bars. Ask me this if I thought this was happening 10 years ago, I would have said no way. But I think people are starting to wake up and realize trafficking is a huge issue. So I am elated beyond belief. I mean, I cried tears of joy when Maxwell and Jeffrey was arrested. So
yeah, no, I was wondering that because, there was such a long time that went between when Jeffrey Epstein was found. An official report is that he committed suicide while behind bars. And there were all these stories swirling as to whether or not this woman who was as an alleged accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, if she would too be arrested. And there was a big length of time before she eventually was. But that's not a sense of relief for you. I'm kind of going on a tangent here, but last night thinking of you, I got in the car and I drove by Jeffrey Epstein's former billion-dollar mansion because I needed to see visually this home in the middle of New York City, a billionaire's palace. And people claim they didn't know what was going on.
You could not be a stranger and walk into Jeffrey's house, whether that be IT or a cleaner or anything, without knowing that what was taking place there. So, yeah, I mean, all these degrading and horrible things that happened there, we're still waiting on people to come forward and say, this is what was happening there, and we need more people to come forward and tell us they're a part of the puzzle that fits in. But yes, it's a scary place. It wasn't just like a normal apartment where you could open the door and walk out. I mean, you have to go through levels and levels and levels of this house to get to the massage therapy room. Once you're there, there's no getting out. And you've got the islands. That's impossible to get out of New Mexico, so on and so forth. Yeah, he made it that way. So you felt really small and you felt like you couldn't get out. It was a very, very scary place to tell.
Well, I know that you have so much to share, and I do want to make a note to people watching. If they want more information on Virginia's organization, Victims Refuse Silence, go to our website. But before you go from me, Virginia, I have to say, what do you think happens next here with this story?
I think there are so many other amazing stories that are coming out now about a lot of the victims that have decided to come forward, and I think that's great. But I think we also have to stick to the ball and continue to remember Jeffrey and Ghislaine did not operate alone.
Marijke, thank you for joining us. I know you researched and acted as basically your own private detective. You found the woman who recruited you. Tell me about that part of your journey. Why was that important for you?
I think ultimately it's just because I wanted answers. I wanted to know why, and I wanted to know motives as to why I was brought there.
And you did not know this person personally. This was, again, just a stranger to you. And is that why you had to find that recruiter?
No, she was a friend of mine.
She was a friend
at the time.
She was a friend at the time.
She was a friend at the time.
And you went back all that time, years later, to talk with her. Did you get the answers, the closure?
I have not spoken to her. I just wanted to see who she was and just to have that closure. Just to almost put another piece to this giant puzzle.
Marijke, you have a bond now with Virginia, a friendship. Has that comforted you on this journey?
Oh, yes, tremendously. I mean, it's been so nice to connect with all of fellow survivors because we all have that in common. and we're all there to help each other.
Well, I'm happy you found each other in this journey, and I appreciate you joining us. Marijke, Virginia, we'll keep in touch, and obviously every day a new headline, and my thoughts are with both of you.
Yeah.